Hello guys and welcome to Scratching the Gaming Itch. Today we have a game that was about 10 years in development. You can see there the Unreal Engine 3, so pretty old feeling, by Strangely Interactive. It's called Angels Fall First. This is a game that can never die, just because it uses some of the old school things from things like Battlefront 2, and I mean the original Battlefront 2, that we should keep around. For example, there is the server browser where you can see what people are playing in what servers and you can just join. And you can play offline with bots. That's one of the biggest things that this game could have that just games are missing now, with the always online all the time. So I just want to talk about this game a little bit because it has that old school feel, and it honestly is pretty fun. If you were into like old school Battlefield games and old school Battlefront games, this game might be for you. Now what's funny, the game, I got into it because a bad review said that the game had the time to kill of Halo. And I, liking Halo, said, wow, that sounds like a good thing, and I went ahead and tried it. And the game is fun. It's janky though. It definitely has old school feelings and old school movement in it, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It brings me back to the feeling of a game just being a game that you just buy, and there might never be any updates ever. It just, you got what you got. Angels Fall First, having this 1.0 release. This might be it. I don't actually know anything about the developer's plan for any future content to the game, if there even is any. But if you're someone who is kind of tired of the competitive feeling of games nowadays, where everyone's running the best and greatest builds of all time, where everything's a competition, this game scratches an itch of an old school classic shooter where you're just playing to have fun. It's not for the rank grind or for the next cosmetic item. It's just to play the game. And that is a feeling that I enjoy. I've loved just playing this game, knowing I have nothing to grind for, that I'm just playing it to have a good time. And there's a lot to this game. There's land battles, which you're going to see only in this video. I actually don't have any of the space battles, but you'll have to let me know if you'd like to see some. There are space battles where you can board the enemy ships and take out their cores, really like that Battlefront 2 feeling. It's a pretty big game for what the developers are. I heard it's a small team of people, and you can do a lot in this game. There are squads and even a commander. The commander has some special abilities, like he can put down a force field as well as scan the enemies. Very useful stuff. I haven't done the commander too much. Actually only did it once, and I don't even know how to use the abilities yet. Still have a lot to learn about the game. And just know that having a good commander really changes the game if you're playing in PvP. You also have vehicles in this game which are great fun, lots of just Halo feeling to it, I guess. The vehicles they feel very strong, each with their own kind of purpose. You can repair them like Battlefield. You don't really want to lose them. They cause your progress to go down if you do. I think it's about 4%. The loadout system is also kind of crazy. It kind of like gives you a budget of like, okay, this is how much you can use for combat, how much you can use for support, and things that help you command. And you can't go over that budget in any of the aspects. For me, I haven't quite found really good loadouts yet that I like. It's been interesting. I've picked up guns from other people that have felt way stronger than mine, and I still haven't really figured out how they do that yet. So still working on that part for me, which kind of is this intense thing. And you can actually see here we're actually having a nice comeback. We have 5 points to their 2. They are currently in the lead, 74 to 63. But we're making a good comeback here, getting our percentage up faster since we control more points than them. And we have this good vehicle control right now. It's just all, it's a game that really, genuinely, I just get to play in some spare time, which isn't something normal. I feel like in all the other games I play, which I also enjoy, are competitive in nature. I have to grind the rank, or I have to do the next thing on a battle pass, or I need to, I can't miss out on some kind of exclusive item unless I play on that day. Angels Fall First leaves all of that behind in just this one kind of complete package. And I know it took them a long time to get here, but it's still nice to have one of those games that just feel old school. And again, I think this is one of those games that shows us player count does not matter in video games. We have been taking way too much stake in our player counts lately, and I can feel it. Everyone always goes, this game's dead, when the game even has like 10,000 players in it nowadays. And honestly, that's kind of a lot. This game sits around like 300 to 1,000 at some times in terms of player count, but that's not necessarily important, and that's kind of what I'm loving about this game. You can play offline with bots, and you have the server searching, right, which really changes the game. You can just see where the players are, who's on the server, and decide to play with a high player count or a low player count based on your preference. And to me, that makes this game pretty alive. And I think this game will go on for a while. And even if there aren't enough players to fill a server, there's always going to be the AI, which can be pretty decent. On the servers, I found them to be at default set to a pretty easy setting, which is interesting, but they're still fun to play against. It kind of just feels good to fight them, and it doesn't really take away from the feeling of the game for me. Now, maybe it is for you, and you can see here the vehicle got stuck. Again, somehow really interesting engine with the Unreal 3, but the quirkiness of it is kind of its charm in its own way as well, which I think is completely fine. This game may not be for everyone, but it may be a game that's flying under your radar, that's extremely just fun, old school feeling. And I have heard so many people say, why can't I play this game offline? Well, this game lets you do that, and that is a great thing that's coming back with Angels Fall First. Maybe other games will follow suit if this game had more success. I don't really think the developers are too focused on advertising the game, or at least it doesn't look that way. You just kind of end up seeing it somehow. But I think it's been working out okay for them in some regards. If you want to check this game out, I know that it's on Steam, which is where I play it. I don't know if it's on anything else, but it's on PC. It's worth the $17 it is right now. I would even say it's worth the $20 it's going to be once the discount is over, or I think it's around there anyway. But for sure, check it out, buy it. I mean, support devs like this. This is our chance, right, for the community to do something, to make a statement about what games we really do want to see, and I think that's important. You can see here, this is one of the faster cars, and it has a double frag, which almost one-shots any vehicle. I didn't really know its purpose in this video. I find that out later when I go on kind of a crazy rampage in a different game. which I unfortunately don't have the recording of, but it's a good fast vehicle. You can run people over, which is what you're meant to do with them. Don't waste the double frags with it. Something to keep in mind, I guess, with the LAV. But either way, this game is a good time. I really recommend you check it out. If anything, just for that good old school feeling and good old school fun. Especially because this game is gonna stick around. It has staying power. It won't go away because of some old tricks that I feel like developers forgot about. And again, that's that server searching. That's being able to play offline. That will keep this game around. And you'll have your own fun with it. Which is really what games are supposed to be to us. Just kind of that fun leisure activity. Maybe for some of us it's about being the best of the world, but that percentage is pretty small. So if you happen to get the game and we end up on the US LAN map servers together or in the all maps together, then I look forward to seeing you there. It should be a good time. Hopefully you keep playing the games that you enjoy for fun. And what old school game do you really miss from your time playing different video games? Is it an old shooter? Is there an old RPG that you really like? Or what do you miss about old school games in general? I look forward to seeing what you have to say and to seeing those comments and kind of what old school games that you really miss and what those reasons are for that, or what you think games are missing nowadays. Anyways, this was Angels Fall First. Make sure to check it out on Steam, and I'd recommend you give it a shot. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.